the place. You know, today he's not really focusing. And I'm going to show you today about if we gain control of this horse's head, how all that's going to go away. All these problems, they're just symptoms of the problems. Him looking here and fidgeting and not wanting to move, that's not your real issue. The lack of respect and the lack of control of his head, that's the root of your problems. And Flame here, kind of a similar story. Usually this horse gaits great, but as soon as they got to the showgrounds, she want to start trotting. About right? We're going to try to fix that as well. First thing I want you to do, you swing your leg over the horse. Before you go anywhere, I just want you to check and make sure you have a steering wheel. So I just want you ladies to flex your horse one time to each side and flex until your horse stands still at the flex. There you go. As soon as they give their head to one side, release and go to the other side. Now you're going to notice one thing. If that horse moves, instead of stopping, I want you to pull your hand to the seam of your jean in your pocket. There you go. Pull your head all the way around. There you go. Keep pulling, and release. Other side. As soon as you get it to where you want, whether that's your leg or in front of your foot, I want you to go back to the other side. Now what she's doing is a very common mistake that we make with gaited horses, with sensitive horses. We're asking the horse to do a job. In this instance, all he has to do to pass is flex his head to one side, and we're going to let go. But he starts moving. Well, he starts moving, and we start releasing. We start letting go. The language of the horse is simple. We communicate to them through pressure and release. So it's very important that we release at the right time. Everybody here is a horse trainer. If you're coming into contact with a horse, you're training that horse. And whether you're training them for good or bad is yet to be seen. But whenever you go to flex your horse or ask it to do anything, and it does something that's not what you're asking, our first instinct is to stop and to quit. If you do this, you're releasing at the wrong time and they're going to continue to do it. All right, keep pulling around, keep pulling around. There you go, keep pulling, more pressure to the right. There you go, look for his head. Awesome, to the left. Now what you're gonna find, if we just keep going back and forth, that horse is gonna go for the easy route. That's what the horse is trying to do, that's why he's trotting. When he finds out that it's easier to move his head than to move his feet, that's what he's gonna do. There you go, bring it back up here, front and center. All right, perfect. Now I just want you to stick to your guns and keep flexing until he just brings that head up. Until he brings that head right around here. I want you to sit back and look up, right there, and release.
Oops, got my right.
That's okay. There you go. Thank you. And same thing. Sit back, look up, and bring his head to you. And release. Other side. Perfect. Other side. And keep your shoulders back. There you go. That's it. Now, a lot of folks here, they're going to say, hey, I didn't come for a horsemanship class. This horse, we have gaiting problems. We need to work on the gait. Guys, I'm telling you, controlling the head is going to get you that respect that you need and the attention that you need to get the horse to gait. So many people are trying to gait a horse that's not broke. Okay? Trying to train a horse that is not focused, not ready. What we're doing right now is just a little elementary setup. If they can't pass elementary school, I can guarantee you that they're going to fail in college. Okay? If your horse, if you don't have a steering wheel, doesn't matter if it gaits or doesn't gait, you don't want to go anywhere. If you got in your car in the garage and you turn the key on and that steering wheel was locked up, you want to say, oh, it's okay, Honda will take care of me. No, that's all thinking. We got to make sure the steering wheel is loose and working. Once we have that, we're going to work on the brakes. There you go. That's it, and release. As soon as his face gets there, I need you to release him. Okay, other side. Sit back and release. Other side. Other side. There you go. To the left. Keep your legs forward and off of them. There you go. Perfect. So seam of your jean in your pocket on your right side. Seam of your jean in your pocket on the right side. There we go. And release. Other side. There we go. Other side. That's it. All right. Bring them up over here. Already, you look at this horse and his head's already starting to drop. He's already starting to pay attention because we're giving him a reason to. All right. So you pass this and you have the steering wheel and you can turn your horse's head left and right easily. Doesn't take a lot of effort. The next thing that I want you to check out is make sure that you have brakes. Okay? And For you guys, I want you guys to stop the horse as if the Grand Canyon's in front of you. So what I'll do, whenever I'm taking a horse that I don't know or that I need to reset the motor or anything like that, I'm gonna let your horse walk off, and I want you to extend your arms and gather up the reins until you find just a little bit of contact on your hands out here. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna stop with our bodies. We're gonna stop with our shoulders. The reason for that, the reason we don't stop right here, we're gonna extend our arms and grab the reins. If I extend my arms and grab the reins and stop my horse, if he noses out, if I stop with my hands, he's just gonna pull my hands from me and see that this is movable. We need our horse to understand that our bridle, our reins, our snaffle, our halter is an immovable object. The same reason that a stall can contain those horses is because when they run into the wall one time, oh, that doesn't move. So they don't try it again. It's the same thing that I need from them to understand if we're gonna set them up and frame them up properly to gait, to have that real respect in your bridle. If they're pulling or lugging on you or laying on you or being lazy, all that's gonna inhibit their ability to gait. Okay, so just walk forward, gather up on the reins. There you go, grab more reins, grab more reins. I want you to sit back and stop. All right. Do you see from the time that you thought stop to the time you stop was 3 or 4 strides? I want you to stop as if the Grand Canyon's in front of you. Okay. Lock your elbows into your side. There you go. Sit back and stop. All right. A little bit more firm. And the reason for this is simple. They bring me the biggest, baddest, nastiest horses to work with at my clinics for training. We solve a lot of big problems. When I have a horse that's eating children and hurting people and breaking people and put people in the hospital, the first thing that I do is I grab them by the halter, I walk them off, and I stop and I turn and I back the horse. Stop and turn and back the horse. Stop. That's how I gain the respect, just by stopping them and backing them. This backing is a very submissive motion, right? Boy, if you're going to gain that same respect in the saddle, a good stop will reset so much. But it can't be like you're throwing the anchor out of a boat and just waiting for it to slow down. It's, hey, you want their back end to come under. Okay, try it again. Use your mean face. All right, Michelle, you're gonna do the same thing. Let them go forward, squeeze them forward, sit back and look up. There you go. That's it, sit back and look up. There you go, keep going forward, keep coming to me, gather up on the reins. Stop with your hands high. Good, all right, release, walk off in another direction. All right, disengage his hindquarters, pull up to the left. There you go, straighten them out, go forward. There you go, let them move off. They're gonna gather up on the reins and stop with your hands high. That's good, release. Release the reins, there you go. So whenever especially if I'm gonna stop a horse multiple times, I don't stop and go in a straight line, right? I'm gonna stop, boom. Wait for 1 of 3 signs, either for them to exhale, drop their head, or kick out a hip. Any of these 3 tells me that the adrenaline is gone. Then I can go forward again. Or if you're gonna do multiple stops, one after another, stop, change direction, stop, change direction. What that's gonna do is, in the future when you stop your horse, they don't think they can just move off like this, right? Move them off towards the fence, send them that way, there you go. Stop them hands high again. Sit back. There we go. You see how that horse's butt just came right up under him? That's what I'm looking for. There you go. Go towards the fence. Stop again. Firm. There we go. Release. All right. The next time you stop, I want you to stop and pause. There you go. Stop. There you go. Drop the reins. Pet him. There we go. That's better. And the next time that he moves off, you just change direction and do it again, but I want you to stop. Everything plants. Did you notice the difference whenever one rider stopped firmly and they meant it, how his butt came up under him? If you look at his back end, do you see how it's directly underneath him? That's what we're looking for. All right, Linda, let's try it again. All right, one more time, a little bit more firm. I believe in you. Stop. Better, better. The reason that this stop is so important, if you have a trotty horse, the trotty horse has his head down, it's laying on the bridle. So many people who ride English, who ride dressage horses, who ride gaited horses, they have a problem called building. building as you start going, and the horse starts getting faster and faster and pulling on your hands and pulling on your hands. When these gaited horses, they start laying on the reins, that throws out their balance. Whenever they're balancing, their back end's landing first and they're lighting the reins, then they can stay gaiting. But whenever they get heavy on you and put pressure on you, you kind of roll down, then they're not going to gait too well. So a trotting horse, we want to get their head up and get their rear end underneath them. The best way to do that, if they're here, instead of pulling and snatching and doing all these things to the horse, just stop the horse a couple times. Once you do that, you draw a line in the sand, and that's what your hands are going to be, and you're going to say, hey, as long as you stay behind my hands, you're pressure free. I'm not going to pull on you, I'm not going to move my hands, I'm not going to do anything. So whenever they pick their head up, that brings their butt in, and then you ask them to go forward, but without real contact, without pulling. I hate the word contact. I think it should be abolished, because people think that contact means that you're pulling on the horse. If you pull on them, they'll pull on you. We need to draw a line in the sand and say, hey, keep your head here. As long as you stay here, I won't touch you. Does that make sense? All right. So you ladies have your horses flexing and stopping. The next thing I'd like you to do is we're just going to stay in this section of the arena here. I would like you to frame your horse up, which means gather up on the reins. And this is where you decide if you're going to gait off. I want you to put your horse's head exactly where you want it first, okay? And then ask the horse to gait. So many people let the horse go and get all out of frame and their butts out and their noses out, and then they try to grab them by the bit and put them in frame. And the horses get fussy and they start hopping or throwing their head or pulling. If you say before the horse even moves, here's where I want you, let's go. It's very easy for the horse to go forward and be happy with that. Whereas if you just let them go and throw their nose away, which brings their butt out from under them, here, this horse should have to start up with his rear end. Whenever you start her up, I want you to sit up, look up. Your hands are going to be horizontal with your elbows, up a little bit higher, higher, higher. Sit back, look up, and start squeezing. That's it. Sit back, look up. There you go. Now the way you're going to tell if the horse is gaiting or not, it's right simple. What we're looking for, trot is a diagonal motion, which means the front right and the back left will be landing at the same time. So you see, whenever she gets a little lazy, she tends to get closer to trot. I want you to sit back a little bit more, bringing your weight over her rear. All right, pick your hands up a little bit. And from there, I want you to give her a good stop that her back end comes under her. Stop. All right, you see how it takes you a couple strides? I want you to sit down on it. Just say, hey, she has the ability to slide in the dirt. People think that the only horses that can slide are reining horses. That is incorrect. Stop. Any horse can slide like this. Any horse can give you a 3-inch, 6-inch slide. That little sound of whenever you stop, that makes my heart happy. Because that's telling me that the horse really respects the rider. Okay? The first time or two, you may have to be a little firm with her. But very quickly, whenever she feels your weight coming back, she's going to come here. But what happens, and I see it again and again on my trotting horses, is they're laying on the bridle, so the stop tells you everything. When they go to stop, they lull down to a stop. Well, that's because the horse doesn't have enough respect of the bridle, so they're laying on you, which is throwing the balance off. The more this horse lays on the bridle, the more the motor of the boat comes out. Whenever you speed up a gaited horse, it's like whenever you speed up a boat. The motor should come in the water, the front end should come out of the water. Have you noticed no matter where you go in the world, you can go to Iceland, you can go to South America, you can go anywhere you want. All gaited horses have a headset. That's very simple. All gaited horses have a headset because to gait, your back end has to land first. That's all that means, guys. Gait just means walk fast. Some horses can walk at 30 miles per hour. Okay? All that means is that their back feet are landing first. So if their head's up, it's easy for their back end to stay under them and then keep going. But whenever they lay their head into your hands, just like this, their back end comes out and then they stop gaiting. Try it again, frame her up. All right, now, give me a surge of energy to start. Now, what we're looking for here is for her back feet to land before the opposite front foot. That's better, keep leaning back. All right, now give me another good stop. Stop, stop. There we go. That was better. That was better. Change directions. So whenever you start her up, I want you to squeeze your legs and feel her back feet start before you really let her go anywhere. like the Wizard of Oz with this microphone. There we go, that's better. And what you're gonna find too is Flame here tends to be a little bit on the lazy side. You see with the crop and the spurs? A lot of times that same horse that's not really wanting to go for you, I really don't believe in this lazy horse stuff, right? Because the laziest horse in the world, when the alpha mare flicks her ear, takes off running like a thoroughbred. Okay, takes off like a banshee. There is no lazy. There's a lack of respect. Good, stop. Sit back. Nah, that was the first one. Can we give her a round of applause? That was the first time. Did you feel the butt come up underneath you? All right, so this thing about lazy horses, okay? The horse that's lazy is the horse that's allowed to be lazy. If they really respected you, if they stopped on a dime and they backed up lightly, if they flex, you know, just with 2 fingers, that horse is not going to be lazy with you because they really respect you. It's the horse that doesn't stop, that doesn't back, doesn't drop their head to you, doesn't do these things, that's paying attention all over the place. Those horses can be lazy because they're not respectful. It's your turn, madam. I want you to gather up your frame first. There you go. Put his head just where you want it. There you go. Now ask him to go forward. Sit back, look up. All right. Sit back, look up. There you go. Now let's go. There you go. Nice. That's it. Keep sitting back, keep looking up. All right, so the other side of the ball, if the horse isn't gaiting, which is not this horse doing it, but if he was pacing, both of his feet on the same side would be going together. Obviously he's not because his back foot and front foot come close together, but that's what pace would be. Pace is like a choo-choo train, and we would do the opposite of what we're doing to these guys. Usually pace is in a sensitive, high-strung horse that's tense, tight, and rigid. So we would get those horses soft and supple and actually try to drop their head. So right here, you see, you have the ability, the horse is super gaited, right? Where you're having issues is with consistency.
Yes.
This is a big misunderstanding that we have in the gaited industry. A lot of folks think that this horse has a gaited problem. This horse has a horsemanship problem, a respect issue, all right? So instead of getting somebody and just drilling and gait and focused and work, this horse just needs to you need to get his respect and his undivided attention. If he was focused and really honed in on you, this joker would be gaiting the whole time, 0 issues. You see, as soon as he breaks loose and goes forward, that all the feet are moving independently. But it's just like anything. People think that, oh, it's natural, they should do it. If this horse doesn't gait, then it's not a gaited horse. Do you know how many quarter horses that I start that you get on and you can't trot or canter in a straight line? It looks like that. The horse is looking here, the horse is looking there, the horse surges, the horse stops, doesn't want to go, the horse surges again, can't keep speed. That doesn't have anything to do with the horse not being able to trot or not being able to canter. Of course the horse can trot and canter. It's just the ability of gaining his respect and his undivided attention so that we can get it out of him, so we can get some consistency. That's the exact same thing you have going on here. This guy has 0 issues gaiting. He has issues paying attention, focusing on us so he can just work. And once you get that respect and that undivided attention, we're gonna be able to get him moving and going wherever you want. Does that make sense? All right, young lady, would you like to bring yours back? All right, so this is another thing too for my gaited horses. Gaited horses are always up in the bridle. You know, like an English horse, direct reining horse, dressage horse, they're direct contact. And because of that, a lot of folks believe that if they have gaited horses that they can't go trail riding with friends who have quarter horses. My horse walks too fast. What do you mean your horse walks too fast? That's your horse. I wouldn't let my car tell me how fast I'm gonna go. What's the same thing with your horse? The reason that these horses move so fast and go so fast forward is since they're always in the bridle, they always have that energy. And since if somebody's pulling on them, they're pulling on the person. So what I want you to do to fix and change that so you can have it like the switch of a button where you can tell a horse, okay, gait, let's go. All right, stop. Walk like a deadhead. Okay, the way that you do that is simple. You have to become two different riders if you want two different horses. Whenever you're asking for this horse, and it's going to help you a lot too with their laziness and their unwillingness to go. Whenever you're asking for them to go, I want you to frame up, tighten up your core, put your legs on them, ask them. But whenever you stop and you're going to ask for that flat walk, I want you to completely drop the reins and let their head drop below their withers. Okay? When their head drops below their withers, what that allows them to do is it releases an endorphin right there that kills adrenaline. So many folks, when these gaited horses are getting tense and tight, they pull it. Well, if releasing is going faster, pulling back is going slower, I'm going to pull them back and pull them back. Well, they get in this tug of war match with the horse, and then the horse can't relax. And since they can't relax, they can't give that nice, slow, flat walk. But that's also going to help with the gait, because now you're going to have a switch. So when the horse is walking, it's really relaxing. So right here, I like you to just walk your horse off. So contrary to popular belief, a gaited horse that's walking slowly, you can walk yours off as well. And I want you to relax. Take the arch out of your lower back. Flame here might not give you the energy where it doesn't matter. But for a lot of the horses that really want to go, if you keep any bottled up energy in you, if you keep that tense, tight core, they say, oh, you want me to go? And they keep trying. You have to be able to let that go and relax. Very nice. You see Comanche's favorite speed here. All right, now for Flame, from there, before you go forward, I want you to pick her head up and put it exactly where you want it. Get your hands exactly where you want them, sit how you want to sit. Now, with the surge of energy, ask her to go. Squeeze, squeeze, fill that back in first. Sit back. So whenever that horse gives you that solid trot that you don't want, pick your hands up just a little bit and squeeze your legs again. Ask for a little bit more energy. So Miss Ann here, she told me something that was very intuitive on her end. She said, I can get my horse gaiting whenever as long as I let his head come out. So in the beginning, it's okay if their nose is out, their head's up. If that's where their gait is, okay, perfect. Let's get them with their head up and their nose out, get them gaiting first. And then from there, we can drop the tip of their nose and have them looking prettier, more finished. But if you start tipping the nose too much, that their head starts dropping, and from there, you can't get the gait back, go right back to picking their head up. Do you mind if I give your boy a little ride? Thank you, madam. And if you don't mind, we'll just change out. We're going to put a natural horsemanship halter on. We're at 48 minutes.
You got 48 minutes.
Left. All right. So I'm just going to take Comanche here. I'm just going to take Comanche here for a little walk, and we're going to have a how you doing? All right. So Comanche here is just giving our rider a little problem, not really wanting to pay attention, not wanting to really respect her. Look how we're going to take this horse that is not very respectful, is looking all over the place, and it's completely okay. She says he's perfectly fine on the trail. I really don't care how your horse does under the perfect environment. I work with jumping horses all over the world that if you're in their little arena, they're fine. But if something passes by the arena, you're in trouble. To walk the horse, you're in trouble. Gaited horses that have been raised in the arena, that the arena's fine. You say, well, hey, my horse is never in the arena, so the arena's bothering me. None of that is your real issue, okay? Give me any problem that you guys can call out, okay? If it's barn sour, buddy sour, tooth sour, study, marriage, whatever it is. Oh, your horse runs back to the barn? The horse being barn sour is not your issue. The fact that you couldn't control them going back to the barn is the issue. You couldn't control their head. Oh, your horse is study? Being study is not the issue. The fact that you don't have his respect and undivided attention is your issue. You wouldn't let your little 13-year-old kid make noise and act like a baboon, even though they have all that testosterone going through their system. So why would you let a horse do that? The way we're going to gain his respect is we're going to stop and back him up. This is kindergarten. All he has to do to pass kindergarten is stay outside of my bubble, my arms reach, and then back up lightly. So you see him trying to turn? He's just trying to avoid the pressure. So what I want to see for him to pass is for him to back up in a straight line. If I can't get a horse to back up, and again, my real niche, I was raised in gaited horses, so I do gaited clinics, how I get into expos. But where I really make my money is in problem horses. Horses that want to kill you, that put a couple people in the hospital, that you send to a couple professionals and they say, hey, this horse is dogging me, but the mother says, no, I love him. Somebody will fix him. And then they find the redneck in the sticks of Mississippi, and I'm the guy for the job. The way that I fix and work all those horses is right here with the halter and gaining their respect. I'll ride anything you can strap a saddle to, but if you can't back it up without any physical pressure, I'm not going to ride it. If the horse doesn't drop his head below mine, I'm not going to ride it. It's that simple. And if I won't ride it, and crazy horses are my job, you kind of folks shouldn't ride horses that you can't back up. So you see, every single thing that we ask a horse to do, we always ask nicely, give a warning, and then start applying pressure. All he has to do is back up whenever we click to him and ask him to back up, and this test will be over. Good job. The next thing we're going to do is go to first grade. Now that I have his respect, I want his undivided attention. You see how that was kind of shy? The way that we do this is a bit different. Our idea of lunging a horse is not to wear it out. Our idea of lunging a horse is to get us undivided attention. A lot of people that lunge horses, you walk up to them and ask them, hey, why are you lunging that horse? They have no idea. Oh, my trainer told me to. Oh, the video told me to. But why? Lunging was created to take the surge away from a horse. Horses are straight line animals. The only three things they can do in the saddle is buck, run, and rear. All three things, they have to have their head locked out in center. So lunging is a circle. You're either going left or right, taking that ability away from them. And somewhere along the line, we have forgotten this. The other thing is I just want this horse to walk a circle around me and look at me. If I can't get this horse to look at me right here from the ground, I don't have magic pixie dust that's going to sprinkle out of my keister when I swing my leg over to make the horse pay attention. If I don't have that attention here, where I'm at my most assertive, at my most confident, I'm not going to get better in the saddle. I'm only going to be at the mercy of the horse in the saddle. The other thing that this does is make sure that I have his steering wheel, that he can turn his head left and right. Again, all he has to do is walk a circle. There we go. Ask nicely, give a warning, then put pressure. This is where a lot of folks have a little confusion. I feel like a lot of our problems is that we really humanize these horses and give them a lot of logic and reasoning. The alpha mare flicks her ears. If you don't listen, she bites you. The alpha mare pins her, shows you her teeth. You don't move, she bites you. So from the time that they're born, they're 2 days old. They're acting like a little baboon, and their mother makes a mean face. The baby's 2 days old, doesn't know what that means. So it keeps doing it. Then all of a sudden, she reaches out and knocks it on his butt one time. The next time mama makes a mean face, the baby runs. That's as simple as pressure and release. That's exactly what we're doing here. We ask the horse, hey, walk a circle around us. And we actually put another step in. Ask nicely. Give a warning. If he doesn't listen to the warning, we'll put pressure. Notice another thing. Our whole lives, we're talking when we're lunging horses, to look at their butt. If I look at their butt, I can't tell if they're paying attention to me. Right here, I'm looking directly in this horse's eyes. If I'm looking here, and you look over there, if you get uncomfortable because I'm a weirdo, then I know that you're not looking at me, right? I know you're not paying attention. What's the same way with the horse? I know all you pretty ladies here have run into this. Y'all have been at the mall, you're with your friends, you're eating some ice cream, and there's a weirdo looking at you. So what do? You tell your friend, hey Susie, there's a weirdo looking at us, don't look. What do you immediately do? You look to see if he's still looking, and then you look to see if he's still looking. Well, it's the same thing I want from this horse. I want to make this horse give me his undivided attention. And by looking at his eyes, right here, number one, I can tell if he's paying attention to me or not. The other thing, I can time, the second that he takes his attention away from me, I can give him pressure. There we go. So if he looks for mom, I can either touch his shoulder or pull on his face. If he looks over the fence at the other horses, I can touch his face or pull on his shoulder. If he's a stud looking for mares, I can do the same thing. If it's a bloody sour horse looking for their friends, I can do the same thing. And very quickly, you're going to get their undivided attention. Even when we're in the circle, our bubble is sacred. You're not allowed in my bubble. So Comanche here has a grown man here, pushing on him, swinging a rope, standing right beside him, and still you find it difficult for me to keep his attention because he really doesn't believe that people are going to do anything to him. I have a theory that it really doesn't matter what a horse does to you under saddle. It's kind of irrelevant because the horse has no natural way of communicating under saddle. It's not natural for somebody to be on their back. You never see a lion riding a zebra through the Sahara unless they're going to eat them. So what they do under saddle really doesn't matter. How they treat you from the ground is what matters. With the horse, we're just going to make it very black and white here. No? Oh, come on. Okay. That's fine. That's cool. We'll stop horsing around. All right. It's either alpha or beta. You're either the driver or the passenger. It's really that simple. We want to make sure that you're the alpha. That you can just flick your ear and that horse moves. Okay? That you show him teeth and he says, yes ma'am. If you don't have that, you're putting yourself in a dangerous position because you're putting yourself on a vehicle that's not paying attention. Imagine if you got in your car and OnStar came on, oh, Ford will not be listening to you today. You would get out. That's not okay. If you went to the end of your road and put your left blinker on and turned your steering wheel to the left and the truck went right, you would jump out and call AAA. Well, it's the same thing that I've seen happen to you several times here, and people all over the world do this. They have a horse that is not doing the simple things that you're asking, and they're just okay with it. We have to raise our standard and understand that you don't want this to be your pet. You want this to be your obedience dog. What's now? Back up? Okay. Undivided attention on you. The other horses can yell and our horse doesn't yell. Come on. All right. Once you pass kindergarten and first grade, this is when I make my introduction and say how you're doing. Right here, he has a little lump of bone on his pole. Right behind that is a soft spot. We drop his head here, pet him. There we go. Now again, if we were doing a horsemanship class, all kind of desensitizing and tarps and balls, this and the other. Let's see where we're at first. We might go up too. Yep. All right, so I've been talking for a long time about horses. I know y'all are tired of that. So I'm gonna give y'all story time. Y'all ready for this? Horse walks into a bar. Bartender says, hey. Horse says, sure. All right, first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna get up here and we're gonna check our steering wheel. And we're just gonna flex them right here. And notice, we're focused on our task, and no matter what he does, we're going to stay focused on our task. A lot of times, we lose sight of what we're trying to get the horse to do, and every time we do that, we pick a fight and we spin him in a circle, Yes, the one rein stop is the thing to do for emergencies. But if it's not an emergency, I don't want to use it. If I literally feel that I'm not coming out of the saddle, I am going to do my very best to stay focused on my task. This horse has the habit of picking fights just to get out of doing whatever you're doing. And instead of doing his job, he'd rather just sit around and argue with you. All right, so did you see how I was having to muscle a little bit there? All I'm gonna do, come right here, and I'm gonna take my halter. I'm gonna go up a knot. Okay. So you know we picked it up on the halter, right? So this halter is actually designed and made to ride with the intention of riding anything and everything. We'll do all of our basic work, colt starting. We take all of our wild horses, we ride them with this first. We already have walk, trot, canter, stopping, sliding, spinning, side pass, everything with the halter before they get the snaffle and then bit after bit. The reason I like it is I like to keep it as simple as possible. So many times we complicate problems by putting compounding pressures, by putting bits or martingales or tie downs. I have a very short time. There we go, much better. I have a very short time with the horses that I come across. You know, it may be a horse's last chance and I get 30 minutes to an hour to fix it. There we go. So you see all of a sudden he's starting to want to flex at a standstill. It's hard to explain to somebody how important first grade is, right? You don't think, first grade, what's that? You're a first grade teacher? Whoop-de-doo. Well, without that first grade teacher, he'll never get to Harvard. Does everybody understand that? So a lot of times if we just take the extra couple of minutes to make sure the fundamentals are there, good job, buddy, that is really gonna help us whenever we go do more advanced stuff. All right, move him off. You see how he wants to drop his head? I'm gonna pick it up a little bit. And I'm trying to get, you see how he just buries his head into my hands? If we do this a couple times and gain his respect, when he feels me sitting back, he won't let me pressure his face. That was close. You see how the barrier was less? He tries to defend himself by burying his head down in there. There we go. All right, I'm going to give you another pro tip for softening and getting the horse light in the face. There we go. Good job, buddy. So that's the first good stop that we felt. Did you see how it was to continue to do the same thing? Give him the exact same feel, the exact same feel, the exact same feel until he gave to us? We can't. One of the best things I ever saw is I came out of my house and I was supposed to be working. I was 12, 13 years old. I was supposed to be working a broodmare that hadn't been worked in 3 or 4 years. And in my mind, she is trying to kill me. And I'm doing typical cowboy, kicking and jumping to there, just a bunch of shenanigans, okay? It would have made it sad, no good. A lot of bucking, a lot of jerking and pulling and snatching. And my grandfather from Wyoming, he comes out, I'm picture this, he looks like Elvis in the 70s, okay? He has all this gray hair, aviator shades on, some Wranglers on, some boots on, he's smoking a cowboy killer. Said, boy, you get dumber by the day. What do you mean? She's trying to kill me. Son, you're never gonna be stronger than the weakest horse and you're never gonna be faster than the slowest horse. So you better be smarter than all the horses. And he walked off. That doesn't help me, you're gonna get me killed. Of course, later on when I became an adult, it's the truest thing I've ever heard about horses. We have to outthink them every step, right? So just that little switch where I put my reins was outthinking him, where I didn't have to put as much muscle. You never wanna be physical with a horse. You always wanna be outthinking them. So right here, we're gonna do something called a spiral. And it's just what it sounds like. A circle that gets smaller and smaller. You see how he's flexed to the inside? I'm asking to back up with the outside hand. Release. Asking to back up. Ask him back up. Does anybody have any idea why I back a horse crooked? And I like to say the word crooked in small words because I feel like trainers want to sound smarter than they are, so they use things like vertical and diagonal and flexion. You ain't never been to school, son. What you talking about? So the reason I'm backing a horse crooked is simple. Their power is in a straight line. Everything that they want to do, buck, run, rear, back up, everything is in a straight line. That's where their power is. So our power is to the left and the right. So the softer and easier that I can get him to the left and the right, the easier it's going to be to control his head. And I've already told you, control the head, control the horse. Every time he takes a step back, I release with my outside hand. Focus, focus. Good. So all this resistance in the steering wheel makes it difficult to keep him consistent. If I can't keep his head consistent, I'm surely not going to keep his feet consistent. Good job. So notice if the horse gets very stiff and locks up on me, we call it muling up. So when they lay against you, that I don't lay against him. I just keep touching, and let him get off me like that. There's two kinds of pressure to get a horse to give. There's constant pressure, very common in reining and cutting and Western riding. I hold my pressure, he gives, I give. I hold my pressure, he gives, I give. If I did that to this guy, he would just lay on me. He'll say, oh, thank you for holding my head up, I appreciate it. So if the horse is going to mule up on me, then what I want to do is use persistent pressure, this pressure and release like this, pulsating, make him uncomfortable and make him look for the answer. It's the same release. I'm releasing as soon as he does what I'm asking. And sometimes there we go, nice. Sometimes you'll see me spend an extra 10 minutes doing this, but that 10 minutes could save somebody 3 months of work. Instead of skipping over the fact that he's stiff and he's heavy, he wants to give when he wants to give. None of that's okay. This is your vehicle. That steering wheel needs to be like butter. Wherever you pick up these reins, he should try to get there before you get there. There we go. Whenever I pick up these reins like that, that's what I should be seeing. So I get the blessed opportunity to work 400 or 500 horses a year, so you start seeing a pattern. And one of the patterns you see is, it's never the breed's fault. A lot of times we say, oh, it's because of the Tennessee Walker, oh, it's because it's an Arabian, oh, it's because this or that. It's never the breed, it's always the conditioning of the breed. Because the trainers of a certain breed train a certain way. And one of the things that you'll see is gaited horses in particular, they're very straight line horses that are very stiff, they're not supple, they don't give. Well, that's because people want to fast track it and get there as quickly as possible to make the money. They put a bit in the mouth and go in a straight line. Well, if the horse is never taught to give or bend or give to pressure, a lot of horses are sold for trail horses because of the breed that they are, but they have never seen a trail. All they've ever had is a straight line. And when you do that, then you run into problems. All right. I'm gonna make another change here. I'm gonna pick up my halter a little bit on his face. So you see we're trying to drive him into the bridle here? I'm sitting back, trying to keep his head up. There we go. I stay real calm and he's doing the right thing. There we go. That's a lot better effort. Do you notice that when he wanted to get all sideways and mollywop and look for the horse, I didn't pick a fight. I did what I was trying to do. Kept him going straight, kept him in the direction that I wanted. Because he's looking for a reason. I had a mentor of mine, a Spaniard as a matter of fact, and I went to the School of Equestrian Art in Spain, and he told me that horses are looking for disorder. Every time that there's an argument, every time that there's a problem, they get out of their job, they get out of their work. So I'm doing my very best to make this the easy thing to do. Did you hear his butt come up under him? From here I heard, I'm telling you, that's the sound that makes my heart happy. If the horse can respect you enough that all you have to do is lean back and that rear end comes under him, that's real respect in the face. Real respect in the face means I can say, excuse me, will you pick your head up here? He was again and again constantly looking to throw his head down on you, looking to curl hop. If I could pick his head up, a lot of people get this misconstrued because in warm bloods and quarter horses and so many horses, you want the head down to round the back to extend the stride, okay? Well, this is not that. This is a gaited horse. This gaited horse, I want this horse's butt under him. If I allow him to drop his head and bury his head, he's gonna get heavy on the forehand. He's gonna get his butt all out behind him, and he's gonna start to look for issues. Whenever he's driving and he's focused, he's not a scary horse. He's not a spooky horse. He's a horse that needs some drive and some attention. We fix that just by gaining that respect. To get him backing up softer and easier, that's what we should be seeing. It shouldn't be harder than that. If you have to back your horse harder than this right here, you're doing something wrong. You wouldn't allow that for your vehicle. The other thing, and I want the same thing out of you, watch how I'm gonna ask him to give me a little energy for the startup. If I can get him to start up with his rear end, I know he's gonna gait from there. But if I let him lull into the startup, he's gonna have a hard time recollecting himself. If he starts collected, it's easier for him to stay collected. But if we get going and then we try to fix it as we're going by jerking and pulling and snatching it, we want him to start correct. So right here, I'll pick up my reins. That's gonna let him know that I want him gaiting. Ask him for energy. Keep my eyes where I want to go. Every time I stop him, it gets lighter than the last time I stopped him. So in between when I'm asking him to back up or do something, he was laying his head into my hands. Okay, and I was really having to hold on. Now it's just little touches that he's touching my hands. The lighter he gets there, the easier it's going to be to keep his head up. Head up first. He tries to float up. I disengage the hind quarters. There we go. Would you like to give him another go? Does that make sense to everybody? Is everybody on the same page with me? If there's anybody that I'm talking over your head, that I realize that a lot of times the previous gaited leaders of the industry, they haven't done a real good job of making the whole horse industry understand gaited horses too well. So I'm here to simplify it. Whenever I get too complicated, my grandfather would say, son, kiss. Kiss what? Keep it simple, stupid. Understand anything that any of these horses can learn. You can see the most amazing horsemen here at this expo. Anything that you see one of these horsemen doing with a horse, it had to be simple or the horse would have never learned it. Does that make sense? If you keep that in mind, it makes it a lot more approachable. It makes it where it's not intimidating. You say, well, the horse learned it, I can learn it. Well, it's the same way with gaited horses as well. So much of it is just getting them in the right state of mind, where they're there and they're focused with you. Does anybody have any questions? Oh, okay. Have a lot of time? Okay, no worries. 1 second. Yes, ma'am. So she had a great question. She said when I came around the corner, that when he was going, that his head was a little off center. Right, as we were going around, his head was a little off center, and why didn't I correct that? Keep it simple, stupid is the thing that has made my career. And when it comes to horses, I only ever want to fix one thing at a time. We couldn't keep him giving any consistency. Like he wasn't going anywhere without throwing his head down or going here or going there. So if he respects my hands enough and in the moment, he's carrying us up a little sideways, but he's consistent, that he's giving us effort, he's trying, I left him to do that. Okay, let's make this your happy place. If he just started doing what I wanted him to do, which was gait, and then I jerk and pull on him because he has his head crooked, that's not going to be his happy place for very long. And then we're going to lose it again. So every time that you're trying to do anything with a horse, have one objective at a time. And no matter what's going on and what the horse tries and what the horse does, you stick to that one objective until you have that fixed. If he goes crooked like this but he's gaiting around, once I have it where it is consistent and every time I pick up the reins he's gaiting and he's going around and he's not pro hopping or jumping or stopping or surging, then I'll come back and say, okay, let's straighten you up a little bit. But to answer your question, I only ever try to fix one thing at a time, and that's how I find it to be the quickest solution, the clearest thing for the horse. For me, clarity is speed. The faster we are fixing a horse, it's because we were clearer to the horse of what we were asking. And so much of that is just only asking one thing at a time. And in that situation, it was okay because he was trying. Yes, ma'am. So she said when a horse is gaiting and it goes a little faster, that it starts cantering in the back and gaiting in the front. Should I worry about fixing that? The answer is simple. If you are comfortable doing it and you have no problems with it, then it's not a problem. But if you say, hey, I have a gaited horse, I only want it gaiting, I need to fix that. The same thing with trot or pace. Trot or pace is not a problem. It doesn't make him a devil horse. You just know that the horse is capable of smoother, so that's why you try to fix it. So if you're uncomfortable with that, then you simply fix it by driving through a room under him, a couple good stops where he was consistent. Once you get the horse that light, lighter than that, that's day one. Every time he's doing anything wrong, all I have to do is tighten my fingers up and he knows he's doing something wrong. And when he does the right thing, I release my fingers, and this right here is the world of difference to the horse. And you'll be able to fix that. Yes, ma'am? Okay. Yes? Perfect. Okay, so she had a good question. How do you know if the horse is gaiting or not when you're on his back? Would you, young lady, like to gait your horse around here? Gather up on that frame. So this is what I want you to do. Whenever you're riding your gaited horse, I want you to count. Can you only count to 2 or can you count to 4? If you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, a Tennessee Walker is like a flat tire. Icelandic or a Paso, they're more. But you can count 1, 2, 3, 4. So if her horse is gaiting, she would in the saddle be able to feel all 4 feet independently. She would be able to count to 4. If your horse is trotting or pacing, 2 feet are hitting the ground and it's going to mess up your cadence. And you're going to say, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Here, she can feel everything independently. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Does that make sense, Miss Aaron? If you can't hear yes, ma'am. So the clearer that you can count out and the clearer you can feel it, the other thing too, feel free to find hard ground. If you don't know if your horse is gaiting and you're by yourself and nobody can see it, put them on the pavement, put them on a hard laid road, you know, and listen. It's a lot easier on, that's why you see so many gaited horse videos where they're on the hard top, and that's the reason they want to hear that rhythm. Now, your mother gave me a secret about you. So Miss Ann here is a competitor, is that correct? And you all compete in extreme trail? You all compete in trails?
Yes.
All right. And she said that you were looking to also get your horse out of gait to do some things, to trot.
Yes.
Okay, and why is that?
Like going over
Okay. Okay, perfect. So Miss Hand here would like to get Flame also out of gait. Out of gait? That is horrible. That's the horriblest idea I've ever heard. Why would you ever do that? Don't worry, it's completely okay. I take horses out of gait all the time. Believe it or not, she wants to do it for trotting over poles, okay? To make it quicker going over poles, so she wants to trot them. For me, I like to do reining on my horses, so spin, slide, lead departures, things like that. To help me out, I want that horse to know whenever I ask for energy, I want them to canter off. I don't want their head to be high and then ask them to canter. I want to bury their head. If you take this horse right now, and I want you to sit relaxed, and I want you to ask her to lower her head. Can you bring your hands to your, there you go, and release, and ask her to move off like that. All right, and don't let her pick her head up. I would like her pole below the horn. There you go. Big loose rein. Give her even more rein, and you'll make up for the slack by picking your hands up over your legs if you need to pull back on her. All right, now ask her to move off like that, but leave her head down there. All right, guys, now I want you to watch her feet. All right, ask her to drop her head again. So the lower we drop her head, okay, the more her back end's, you see how her back end's coming out past her tail? Okay. Okay, ask her to drop her head again and then give her a loose rein. There we go. That was it, okay? Drop her head again and back on the loose rein. Drop it again, ask for more. So the lower we drop her head, we're ruining her balance on purpose so that we can get her trotting. Why is that? There, you feel it? You start feeling for a stride or two, and it gets bouncy. The lower you can get her head, and it starts from you being comfortable giving her that rein. So ask for her to drop her head again. Pressure, 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 and when you see a big drop, there you go, give her the reins. Right back to it. Every time she picks her head up, you say, no, 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 honey, you had your chance. Now I want you to bury her head. So every gaited horse that I start, I'm starting them colt starting. So I love to do colt starting competitions. I feel like we have the most advanced colt starting system in the world. And the first thing that I do with a gaited horse, once I can just get them going forward, left, right, over obstacles, I bury their head. The reason that I bury their head is when they drop their pole below their withers, it releases an endorphin that kills adrenaline, so they relax. With that horse relaxed and head down like that, it is a lot easier to disengage all the body parts, to get the head, the shoulders, the hindquarters moving, to get the side passes, to get the spins, to get the counter bends, all the fancy stuff. It's a lot easier to get it there when they're relaxed and moving than when they're up in the bridle and they're tense and they're tight and they're giving you energy. So this is a great way to get your horse moving completely relaxed. The other thing it does is the softer and easier you get this horse. I would love to see that you can trot this horse with her head down. As you're going in a straight line, that you can flex her to the right and stay in a straight line, flex her to the left, stay in a straight line, and release until she likes to keep her head down here. That's really going to help your trot, but also it's really going to help your gait because you're going to get her so soft in the bridle that when you pick up the reins, she's really, oh, yes, yes, ma'am. And she's going to give you more effort. Okay? Because now the whole time it doesn't feel like work. A lot of times she's just relaxing and moving her feet. Does that make sense? Is everybody with me? Not only can we get a horse in gait, but we can get the horse out of gait as well. And by getting them out of gait, the other thing, a lot of people tell me, hey, is it okay to canter my gaited horse? Absolutely. I understand that gaited trainers all over the world, they don't want you don't gait your horse. Don't canter your gaited horse. Don't canter your gaited horse. All these horses canter. They're horses. They have 4 legs. They run. Okay? Where they're worried that they might get messed up is, say your horse gaits at 15 miles per hour at the fastest. And then from there, you kick the horse again and it canters. Okay? The problem with that is now, tomorrow, you go out and you're gaiting at 8 miles per hour and you squeeze your legs to get the 15, but now at 8 miles per hour, it breaks into a canter. Oh, well, tomorrow, it comes out and at 6 miles per hour, you squeeze to get the 15 see how that's confusing for the horse? And the horse would rather canter because it's easier. The same reason quarter horses rather canter than trot is because cantering is easier than trotting. So what I want you to do is anytime that bridle's up, that the hands are up, the horse is in frame and his head is here, I want the horse to gait. I want the horse to know, hey, motor on, let's go. Then for my same Paso or Icelandic or Rocky that people send to me and they want to turn it into a reining horse to have a slide and have a spin on it, it's gaiting here. If I drop your head, I want the motor to be off. So I'll bury their head here and have them trotting. and then canter with their head completely down on a complete loose rein. Then you never mess up your gait. Because again, if I want two different horses, I have to be two different riders. When I'm the Western rider on a real loose rein, the horse knows to be completely relaxed. Even if we're running, I want you head down relaxed. And it's not until I pick your head up and put you in the bridle that I want you gaiting. And then your horse will never lose any speed in the gait. And a lot of times you'll actually get better gait out of them because you will build muscles that you haven't been building. You will build up their stamina and have them moving relaxed and using themselves better. And then when you pick them up and put them back in the bridle, all of a sudden they're gaiting like a charm. Make sense? Any questions, young lady? All right, guys. So first up, we have 12 minutes left. Thank you so much for coming out and watching us. If you have any more questions, we have our booth in the Celeste building, and we're C136. Come by, pass by there. We have vacations down at our ranch in South Mississippi. We're about an hour from New Orleans, and people come in from all over the world and spend a week with us. We have a Western hotel, Western town there, about 1,000 acres to ride on, and we do trail riding and obstacles and all kind of stuff. You can either bring your horse or you can ride one of ours. And any questions you have here, you feel free to come by here and ask me, and I'll happily answer them for you. Thank y'all so much.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching our video. Make sure to get in the comments below and give us your feedback. Let us know what all problems you're having, if you're having any problems with the steps, if there's more videos or problems that you would like to see. We just want to better help you bond with your horse and help fix some of your equine problems and reach your equine goals.